Mama never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Huh? No. The law must be enforced. Then to aso. Ye benya e free. Ye penny for enchen eni yankasa ankra se ye Ghana foi nya ebetimi aya ebeboa wo man Ghana. Enti mamema Ike Akwaba na yemfa yenkomo no enhyehyɛ so Ivan. Akwaba. Innocent bibia de din there.
Oh, when they complain enye we say nyame adom ye won kwa wa hodin there, that is the most important thing. And I think so far so good.
So far so good. Yeah. Me share o height here and the way what try senka you be recruit you into the military that. Oh height. Me kwa estimate here and for me.
Oh yeah.
Me try be 6 times.
I think anya me akwa na me at the university there was this lecturer who me I think say na new crew no ye soldier panyin wo 37.
Okay.
And who the way I make cover she did everything to convince me that I should join the army.
But now umpe.
Oh, who's there? No, I'm a very vocal person.
Okay.
When I see things, I can't just shut up.
Yeah, you say it as it is.
In the army, you can't do such things. So that is the only reason. And
you even have to obey before you complain.
Exactly. And mention me joining army, ebi ana makofa tuo because when say muna koso Ghana na
okoko how
yeah one hand for tuo dia koye de yenye so I think it's better say me restrain me ho amankobi
ti ukoye bi anka wetimi aye cool dita ka obe plot cool Ivan good yeah that's it but let's look at it critically near air course security service recruitment applications do among for many applicants failed aptitude test, but Interior Minister say 105,000 applicants now qualify for security medicals, but at the end only 5,000 to be recruited. Some people are of the view say Interior Minister came there as saying okay can echo do say 5,000 now and kaye no kra na ye de ebeto wonom na nyame adom na 2027 omo ye recruitment those are one more data more information then maybe they can bring them back. But don't you think he is denying other youth, other people the opportunity to also to be enrolled in the military?
Yeah, I think
or the security services.
That will not be a right course of action because every year BIANO must offer fresh opportunities for people on equal grounds. The mere fact will be applied the previous year and when that should not put the person on a certain advantageous position ahead of Nipana. Ebia will so afena age next year. You end up denying a lot of people. But you see, sir, I have followed the conversation because and it's funny. And so we across all media platform discussions the scope of the discussion is very narrow. We've narrowed our perspective, and as a result, we have narrowed the scope of this whole thing. I think that we are Ghanaian, you should be very worried about development such as this. Say the security agencies, which in a normal sense are supposed to be the most sensitive agencies in the institutions, you know what is required to be in a security agency.
Do you think each and everyone knows what is required of?
No, we should know because
unless we are informed.
No, sir, I'm talking about the fact the sensitivity, how sensitive these jobs dealing with human life, arming people with guns, investigation, we require a lot to do, you understand?
Yeah.
So we regard it as something very sensitive. It requires a lot of checks, background verification, a lot of stuff, competence, and coming to bear, and son our phobia come. But bedroom baby, you could see, say, majority of young people in the country are chasing that particular job, not because they want to be police officers. I can tell you, say, about 70 to 80% they not apply because they want to be police and they really want to be fire service, firemen or whatever. It's because of desperation, because job opportunities are not available, because they don't have a choice, and it's the reason why. And to be who say me last year and now say your friend is saying the only way I can be get a job I guaranteed and secure and say me join the police and I say me join these entities. And who generally na who said the musity now who know who said what the realities are then so by some for and I think say it's really sad. And again over the years you're designing a certain culture and making it so easy for political parties to enlist their own people into these entities. And this is a political party political party being so bad supporters expect the same thing to be done for them, because don't forget that they live in the same social environment. When other people were being pushed in, they saw it, and also not bad, they are expecting this, but in a normal sense it's not supposed to be so, you understand? I never commend this Mahama administration. They say anya she Ghana niye who say your first say your recruitment ya advertising man for your portals or more apply yet chroma yet in the last 8 years. I don't remember the last time a newspaper advertised your recruitment into police, any of these whenever Hosana man for whenever Hosana man for, and they ended up enlisting some of these party goons. So Abakaya Abraya was West Wagon by election conflict in the by and the committee of commission of inquiry was set up. Some of the guys who appear before what's in some of how they became national security and for some of the police officers quite fast training and in recent times one of the members of parliament I think either in the central region maybe or the Wabe try to Facebook page say on what me find the constituency nipa say Peno say dey the police in na say for no now be say da ben and I say MPs and the amount for police. So the narrative out there and they say and based on merit. Now it's about who you know in as a forum and the previous enlistment sanity.
And when now kwa say am your four and the do one for position, because if Obia Bain is in power, the person has the chance, and I say nempo the obviously be the protocol. And even if the person is not having what it takes, because we say na buying na abasunti, yetimi efano eshem. So you can't say yeah bubu yeah kike freke kama adampa yeah kenyina no. Enya manyo foya na ye ni say edani ade ni amayen. Can you not?
So I'm building a premise that has been the trend over the years. The reason why you see this agitation is because in the past, sana ya na ba besin but a political party which na and be determine whether you get access or not.
Okay.
But we've gotten to a point there is this deliberate attempt say shifting away from that particular way because ya kasa afa police afa way based on such same narrative and asa ya to hona we will end up endangering everything. And the recruitment is going to be done based on merit. And the very moment that particular position is taken, your party people will also become agitated because my culture said they live in the same social environment with those in the past. And also expect to say the political party about when I said they will get angry. And it's the reason why you see this backlash on various social media. And I'm saying, it's quite unfortunate, say about Bedruha, because if there is anything to toy with that, it shouldn't be security agencies. Because I keep telling people, say in the recent times, for the security agencies and the conduct of some of these people are. For instance, I could for the pens a brand man for a demonstration protesting as a forum. So who soldier for the police for quite for so much your friend is saying protesters or more form nipa no ojina police atade na ohye but he is not a police officer. These are party agent or no obi atam police atade de ahye no.
Okay.
Qualification kwe bia oni bi but na ban abam nti na ojina nti hu na ohu no or the person doesn't see you say or your police officer dealing with the protester or who say or no the party and our power na demonstration na wo ye no wo say na ban is the reason why Oliver and Co were treated the way they were treated. You understand? And that poses a danger because my culture said the most dangerous thing to do in a country is to arm a fool with a gun. he's dangerous to himself and to everybody around. And it's the reason why at this time round, you know, there is a certain attempt to move away from this particular narrative, say, and then based on merit. And I think that maybe the unqualified communication, because and when I saw the Interior Minister doing a press conference, myself, I said this thing is coming very late, because you see, if you look at the number of people who applied, I'm told they are about 400,000 and over.
Yeah.
How many people
Almost
are you recruiting? Around 5,000. Obviously, there's going to be a backlash because this is the first year of a government. The expectations of the people are quite high. So the minister, before the release of this particular results, should have engaged the people, prepared their minds. This is the because your cost why you say recruitment based on this, that. We will end up destroying your security as a fundamental. This time round, we are making a certain shift, and it is going to be barely based on merit. But some qualifying there, you have a better chance of being admitted. And I say we have a long period of 4 years. So when you're in the next year, keep applying. Your chances of getting a very way. But such preparation was never done. You hear the results about almost everybody has been disqualified. And the reasons for their disqualification are the same thing. So I see a baby now, it's the same bulk message. You see, disqualification. So people will be agitated, you understand? So I'm expecting, say, anchor results, no babano. And why that media engagement, I prepare people, because you see, you cannot underestimate the expectation of your party supporters, especially where we are.
Maybe and the PR department also failed in some way.
He said
they are almost PR departments, they failed also in a way.
No, that's what I'm saying. He said so. This engagement should have been done because, in a normal sense, elsewhere, there is no need to be doing these things. But for Yahana, because of unemployment, police in soldier, a man for Obia de Walasa Guso. What I say, so the very moment the person is denied, it becomes a problem. And for me, I think that you see, consequences of a deeply seated challenge of unemployment, poverty,
exactly.
Because in a normal sense, other countries they are even chasing outsiders to come and be recruited. You understand?
Yeah. UK, US, a lot of Ghanaian soldiers and Africans.
And going forward, I think that we need to change the dynamics. Your recruitment, and as for we need to first of all, there is no sense in it. So we apply to join either police or military. I say Nippon Kota form. That particular thing must end this year. It doesn't make any sense because ideally, in a normal sense, Obi Oko police and I say Kwako join the army, you are going to endanger your life. When I will make a sacrifice for the nation, and if there is OBS or compensate you, it should be the state that should compensate you. But I'm saying, who said this will be who more than son of our but elsewhere is a danger because America, if you sign into the army, they give you a bonus. The bonus ranges from $5,000 to almost $50,000. I was signing, they will give you a sign-on bonus for. Say also by joining the army and other areas is the same. What I say, so there is much incentive for people to join some of these things. By Hano, this a kwabrani kutia bribe and now kwabrani enim NPP kwabrani ni mobi. So at the end of the day, it is not based on any competence. So for me, I think that is a challenge going forward. This recruitment modalities in the form, and that has been the culture, especially if you go to our universities, especially the law schools in as a form on inside this year or for nipa the fence saying 120 or baton forms are nipa 1,200 form about could be 1,000 Ghana cedis. What on forms na we know or for nipa 100 now I shortlist nipa 800 for interview and what charge you be another 1,000 Ghana cedis and 800 Ghana cedis. So these are a scammer. These are reputable institutions, universities, or what they bought a here for chrono say. But the state is quiet. Because some of the universities, they know that the capacity are all training people in the various universities, I just about 100. But about term forms are money over there 1,200.
Okay.
Charging them. Oh, we are shortlist you for interview. Was taking over 800 or 1,000 from you.
Money is paid are not refundable.
But the same university elsewhere, some are not even charging for interviewing and so forth. So you ask yourself, what account for the disparity? Even though it's a public university, they are autonomous institution, be at me there. But these differences, should raise concern. And it's the as a strategy, almost all all the institutions in Yinafa, Oko police in Nasafa, these are institutions financed by the state. Budget, everything come from your budget in Nasafonum. And yes, administrative cost to buy and never acquire. As any part do a job, yes, you can Nasafonum. What I say. So for me, I think that practice should cease. Say yeah, charge a man for better form, no, yen free or now if forms are it should be free or be all your way, now you go through proper process. And again, there is this challenge that we need to address. For instance, my culture said the reason why a woman for two good forms is because a human and as a phone but because you see, when you first design a school, no, and why that is why I've always been advocating that we need to retool our educational system because government has any capacity to employ majority of the people. There is no single country anywhere at the government award a larger capacity to employ people. It is either the private sector and government will be able to absorb few because the public sector, people working for government are less than 1 million.
Yeah.
So Nepal and Ghana, we are almost 33 million. So if less than 100 million less than 1 million working for we are, the vast majority are no more. And the people we claim are employed, about 70% are underemployed. Because below 2,000 Ghana cedis or what can you say you've been employed? It's not employment, it's underemployment. You know what I say? So these are the realities. So the question is, I didn't look at your educational system, making sure we equip people with vocational skills. Man for free school abano. Na awansa no juma enti se wanya abanya juma bia nkwa ya obetim de nsa ye bibi ana ye betimi I'm making sure say some of these areas are betting the one son as a force support to be say incentive be available. For instance, you have about 10 people making carpentry. You give them access to capital to set up. I know the day almost bet me train you be because I might be a corner nimbia sansa nujuma and now free Ghana call UKCC. Na obi won sa no juma na woni sa no juma the one sa no juma be nya juma jam
of course
because majority of the work that we do no but we live in a country where obia your university no course so say binansa ni na mafoko
edu baby na me be ko US na yes either say me ko akosua refrigeration
yes
ana me sua auto mechanic ana me sua tiling ana plumbing na me catch them who say na me as student me and my communication studies and journalism. Na me kwatena US na me kosua me agi kra no dey na me say plumbing say
because journalism no koduru ha dey na dey kwa.
I mean fan ye hwe. So school na makọ ha no kra yembu.
Ensa no juma and na make it so easy to get something to do. By ha no and Sanu Juma no Okoya, Dipakura mu, Tessa Omonkan Canipa who cried, almost seems so be as a failure or now would acquire way. But that shouldn't be the case, you understand? Yes. So another day, no, Obia quite degree notify. Waiting say Abaiba Jumaya, but the government does not have that particular capacity, so you end up creating a pool of desperate young people who have nothing doing. You understand? So this particular recruitment somewhere by should be a wake-up call to all of us. Now you track back. Now you look at the educational system, you design, what our priorities are. However, first one, and as I go be secondary school, apart from someone ne should have a certification in something, either carpentry, either you can say baking, anything. Plumbing, now you plumbing, anything, electricals, anything. And now so we are secondary school now. You make sure that you go for this training. Maybe 1 year or 2 years before you proceed to the university. And now the university first year to be teaching some of the vocational destiny. Over your school, no, say you can start something on your own. You what I say?
Yeah.
Say I near my way, you know, and say, course say
Ivan, and two fools say you penny for about money and penny for a wasso, and my penny for the so-called technocrats and those learned people. Who said ya wuti and muke and to woman more because look, you were Hanum. And ye oil Ukraine, most of the people there are Nigerians, foreigners. Some are Koreans, some are from China, some are Nigerians, and you see a very few of Ghanaians because we don't have the expertise. We don't have the technical know-how. Don't you think it's long overdue?
You've not prioritized technical training, technical skill, vocational skills, and as for any priority. yehu ni say obi a sebi oyete ponko so and a kosa. That is the mindset ayewo. But elsewhere it's not so.
No.
Sa microphone kwa na yesikafo.
Yeah.
Because oko UK and also oko any other place.
UK, Canada,
condition. Any other way ya. Sa nipa no benya sika ja wa wona wo say why we no. What I say. So I think say sa sector no we need to formalize it. Now you making sure say you benya proper training centers young people now more skills no you be put value on them and now you making sure say you also training people and in the free university about onya at the interim no the person can employ himself and now say about 7 graduates bet me are coming together with different skills go for a loan and now seek support from government and now any private entity start their own business and they will thrive because anywhere in the world America the very moment people get out of the university you see them regrouping if it is business 3 people no more come home no more start small whenever I was in the next 5 years that are your first capital available met me access whenever not these young people you see today
the availability of capital now
the capital is available but you need priorities we end up using it financing a lot of silly stuff in this country. There are your friends multinational companies over the years they are here to also support but I'm saying mining need priorities most of their monies end up being used to finance a lot of stupid things on TV and as for san sikana MTN ni Vodafone and as for at the sponsor a ma that money can be channeled to other areas. To you
maybe it will be some but no,
business. Mine need priority they will look at where they will get their value. So mine no priority you engage them because they are in your country to work. You need to they have their priorities but you need to align because you have other foreign investors or they work with the government to align their priorities. And there is this Indian company, Wako Texas, and Donald Trump announced here. They are investing over $300 billion on the ABC refinery, our US. You see, so what priority are? Not government, not say private sector, no bar. Even though they have their own objectives, you can align those priorities to your own, to the benefit of your own people. If you need plans, in the more sponsors at the end of the day, now they all go away. For instance, Black Star walk up. You see a number of corporations who walk up and say, we want to sponsor Black Stars and so forth. Already there is a budget for them and so forth. But there are other areas. Yet Chroma saying. Science and mass quiz na one of the things that Ghana for interest wom a sponsorship cry nibi what bisa ho the entire sponsorship cry nibi certain can even be monetized. You can even sell it to a particular TV station and make sure that you monetize it. I know the day there will be a lot of cash flow. You don't need somebody crowd but by I didn't generate sika. So it is about priorities, you understand. So for me I think say sa kasa na ekoso with TV na da ba na yen chance yen kan recruitment ho asem akufo ado 8 years ye kan na ya ba bedu ha ye kan. I think we need to sit down here say a lot of questions say there na beba ma obi e security because people are not going because they want to be police officers because it's out of desperation and as a phone but how do we create other economic incentive access to NASA this haste way to join the military and as a phone every free so at the end of the day people who are truly willing to be police officers, they will go in with passion because you know say sometimes you don't even care about the incentives you because it's a dream album but majority of the people are going because their career has failed them. Career now aspire to be and school be pass mark up when police but these are sensitive areas. At the end of the day, you the two question depends. Now look at somebody who is not emotionally intelligent, somebody who is not even wise. The two are in some. But it's not supposed to be so. You understand?
And that is it. And no, Ivan, innocent, or say we don't set our priorities right because honestly with you when you travel outside you could be to say or do even Dubai here Accra there are a lot of companies are owned by the Indians and the Arabs make Arabs what I mean is those from Lebanon and one more here and San more that's why we say you to me recruiting for Ghana you see here excavator operators ye here one more etime eka the big cars or the machines you know ye here one more because we don't set our priorities right as for mine no nya ye detete yan say ko school yes white collar job we are aban no enfo this is where we are and aban to me phobia I think aban one more do so Ghana hapa we aban dwum nyina a teacher for a church what you say now aban no entoto no ma ye prioritize say e bia vocation what you say it's a jumani na for everyone we are not doing that and no na ma ye hu ne ye hu until bia so dey say and we be say work nursing no kono enka wo mpe eye ejuma eni hontia obi say me de me police ami ko de enka me mpe ba say de be yo no so be survival oh anti one passing no kra ni ho anti say yen de bi ah so me I attempted me make attempt 6 times and never worked what I say reason they say see me tia and wa ne enso me mo bi a we tia eja ne busuafo nya sika tua ya ono no otumi ko so there are so many things we have to look at and yes and ye hu sa na ye be hu na bekoso sa and NPP na power the same NDC ba duka daya the same thing and consider bay o my Ghana and consider bay I believe say penny for betimi adwene hu yie etuanamo na say the Ivan Akano I don't think that Ivan is the first person saying this. Maybe there have been several people who have also come out to say same thing. Say it's about time we look into our education properly. The educational system is not helping us. Nipa ni wies kwa ni e kire yan na de an. E de an o de ye. And no better dey I say bia e ben aban ya fa na ban adwum. Aban adwuma so ahoɔden ne yesen. Anti we dey yesere mo. Me dey anope ma kon yesi yen ye be ye bia kɔ. I mean, it is withering. Definitely, no one is going to live forever. We will be going at a point in time. But in Chilimba, for what are we doing to benefit them? Then I hear their boy, then I hear their mom. 24. Yes, Remo. Mon Jane. Jane Shekai. Jane Shekai. Jane Shekai. Let's project into the future. Let's think outside the box. Let's project. Let's have a long-term something. Let you prioritize it. Avan, why are there? If my young share Auditor General reporter about Betoja, I know say in some way about Betoja, a lot of people have spoken. And Epado Duana Akasa, Ebi Akasa, Edinkomo Bebre or and I don't know. Say forensic audit yamba anke yensem bebre sisi akra no o hwe reviewer ekoye na 68.7 billion public claims na o hwe an amount of 8.1 billion in fictitious debtor abana Ghana bisa say enti ebeye yeni
the other kind of Auditor General report is something I've always complained about. Yeah, then we wake up, say we are trying to find a solution to say this particular way is a special auditor. Things Abra John Mahama government take over no. A lot of receipts were submitted to the finance ministry. Say in the past about that boguho enti omuntua. And some had gone through various verification processes. So government had to pay. So Abra transition because the finance minister make his announcement say all payments should be suspended pending investigation because he realized that most of the sikana manfo mu claim say abandi omokano some were nothing but palpable falsehood. Into the audit service of Ghana in collaboration with PricewaterhouseCoopers and your friend is saying other your friends say EY engage yes said forensic audit into some of these things and it's shocking some of the Nema uncover. And for me, sa nema we nyina di ho adanse nema akoso in the last 8 years when some of us were out there saying say the Akufo-Addo government turning this particular country into a crime scene. There was no leadership, nobody was in charge of the country. So people, the junior lieutenants, were liberated to steal and rob from this state with impunity. So at the end of the day, if you don't have proper leadership in position, so that is why these petty criminals were liberated to steal the way that they did. For instance, 68.7 million claims almost say a man for a Juma. And so one district, one way now, Omoka, one semno, and also no, you say a man for Yuma, Ojilona, and as a Quajabosia. Low no yadacho are buying the bitia. So I know the day they use fake bank nina se for no more gun crater or more processing payment they go through say as soon as a loan na a whole interest in the year. So the man sat down and realized say in some way or more can so he wrote to the banks and engaged them and realized that there was nothing like say or minor to any of the banks scanning as for. So these are the actual realities. Confirming the fact that indeed these people took the opportunity to do nothing but to rob the state. It's as simple as that. And there are several instances. We cry the tip of the iceberg. There are several instances. A minor contract will be say on supply a more 50,000 metric tons of rice. Over corner you see a Hokanina Manipano. The other supply a 20,000 cry in Nuru. Ubenia more bisicasa on supply and your friend is saying maize. Over 113,000 metric tons. The Nipano Babano, ebia 20,000 cry in Nuru, near Tianaka. Sa audit way and they falsify document to make it look like say it has been supplied. Over corner, now store now as a receive that item no, I falsify invoice. I actually say what receive but the supplier had not supplied it. These are some of the criminal activities and you see some of these things, until you sit down to do some of these forensic audits. So that is why the finance minister is saying even one district, one factory over 300 million they have to further subject it to critical inquiry to be able to ascertain that indeed figure no more can because say interest payments that's amount for a cookie figures then can you believe the actual figure? No. And that tells you clearly say you see people took over this country to steal from the state because it is about us, our family.
Ivan, was it deliberate or it was done at the blind?
No, it was deliberate. Falsifying documents it can never be by accident. Nipanian supply at them fan command store now falsified documents HSA were received, so payments should be issued. There are instances where interim payment certificates were issued, but because
here is the case. There are procurement processes.
Yes, no, it's not a procurement process. They cannot go through the payment process, and more falsified documents. For instance, we are buying a Juma. Now say, "Opesa wokwaju wisika." Why a Juma na we no? There is a project manager, and I say, "Ebia the engineer or the supervisor." Our baba share Juma say the Juma na wose we no. Ampa why we? So he issue something we call the IPC, which is the interim payment. Your friend saying certificate. Or issue a say a Juma no why? Our buy be inspected. So certificate then you send it to the your friends in the department of our Jumano. So when they see it and then I go ahead to authorize payment then as a forum, the various transfers will be done to the banks and the banks will issue what we call the BTA, that is the bank transfer advices, also then Saka and the confirm say indeed payment has been made. So in this case, these certificates were issued, but no job. And some of this bank transfer has been effected, but the work were not done. You understand? Yeah. So these are pure case of fraud. That is why audit. I conclude this. Some of the money cannot be paid, even though some have been verified. About 45 million has been verified. Almost 8.1 has been rejected. 8.1, 1 billion in the BTAs. and a 7.1 the IPCs, which is the interim payment certificate, which has been issued.
Okay.
And there is a staggering over 13 outstanding one. Omu enyan determine has to be determined. You understand? So it is good that Abina take time to verify all these things. These fictitious payments among for falsified documents yes one in could go Abina say Abina ebetia because so what the Abina can not all necessary documentation has been processed. The next thing is to to accounts, and this is what these people have done. You understand? So you see, corruption I come no, and yes, a good year. That is why you see the public pressure on Attorney General saying these people came to steal. I know it's quite obvious. We want to see them being prosecuted. There is no way around it, and I pray that the Attorney General will speed up this particular process and the prosecution. I understand there are a number of dockets. So far, my checks say about 27 dockets are available. In the coming days, you know, these people will be going to court. And I'm urging the Chief Justice and the judiciary also to speed up things. You see, you need to read the mood of the state. You need to look at the demands of the people, because you see, when trust and confidence in the people, no, I will draw now the BBS here. Everybody will be in danger. You understand? So we are judiciary. You must also gauge the mood of the state. The people at this point want these people to be prosecuted in a very speedy fashion. So you need to make sure, sir, Attorney General, so an investigation, you will not be to anymore. You allow the prosecution to go on. You understand? Sabe best satisfy the demands of the people, because modern governance, you know, the people are not sitting afar. They are with you in the room. Anything that is happening, they are involved. So anything to exclude them, anything I bet cut it, their concerns, you know, you end up endangering one because of the prospect of whatever government that you set up. It's the reason why you go on social media and elsewhere, you know, people are aggressive because and they are there being who ever see I say a happen a kufuado buy more. For instance, some of these your friends saying payment where you can once district assemblies, ministries, and some of them say Omatoto Nema, a be my contract and as a form. Some of them ended up to be a lie. Onyama will be a juma, obian supply anything. There are instances where they claim say obiya juma. There was nothing like a juma at campus obiya. But vouchers has been prepared, it has been authorized, payment has been signed and so for to be issued.
So all these things are mostly done by either the accountant or the finance officers. And what are we telling them? What are we doing to them?
No. It's not a matter of accountant and answer way. You see, if you look at the structure out there now, there are authorization coming because sometimes one away accountant now to now your friends the minister as say why you want and for your job is to push the papers. You understand?
Just like that.
No, you do verification, but any accountant you want to say all call grants are quite here.
And why then I said this obey verification?
That is what I'm saying, sir. The very people who are pushing this paper knowing say it is fake. They are allowing it to go through. No, they are the very people who should be investigated, and that is why the investigation has been set up. There are a number of people at this point in time. I think either UOCO or one of the agencies, National Bureau of Investigation. As I'm told there are about 140 people. Cecia or more question or more as to their involvement in and so forth. I'm saying, sir, you see, the slow pace, you know, people are not happy. People are not satisfied with the rate at which things are going. And at the end of the day, say Kwaku na ye involved or investigating, let people know. Say you confiscating Kwaku asset and let people know say Kwaku's asset has been confiscated. And you can't do anything behind the scenes. You can't do anything in the dark, because at this point, you know, the average Ghanaian is enlightened. There is no special language that a politician will speak that the average person doesn't understand. You understand? So what's what Jessica will let people know why what freezing asset, and that will settle the kind of pressure and tension. So I think that at any stage in this particular process, you know, the average ordinary person must be informed, must be involved in the process, because you see, corruption they are there over the years. People go to politics and answer okwaya abanyadwuma okowura abanmu because okwa any take it or do koyeye, and that has been the impression. Enti nipa no kwa kwan obefa so obebo se bia nkwase akro no dia yeye bi obefa so, especially when the leader in charge no so enye obi a oye interested in fighting corruption, because all these things are air cost wa ye bo Attorney General tisui what an answer bisa ho say eba ne say na oman ye wo ma ye o mpanyin wo investigative agencies na se for wo de be ne besi ama sa akro no we nyina akoso obi ahu wo bisa ho that particular question institutions wo ho. How did this institution end up becoming lax?
Maybe such a question.
To the extent that they allow these things to go through. It shows that structurally, we have a problem. You understand? Because the institutions are just pushovers. Those who are supposed to sit down and do critical inquiry, question some of the payment. Because what's your office said, now the payment base authorized here. You should be able to question what has been done, prove for be satisfied indeed because we signature with the consequences be involved. So any payment be you must, and it's the reason why I like your friends at forcing some of the corrective measures because and we're making sure say there are certain payment to a certain tuner. You can't sit at your office and authorize it. It has to go through the finance ministry, go through proper verification process, and these are some of the corrective measures as a would take it to stop some of these things because nipa does need at any point in time onya wo bebiawo onya power na odi bedi nsemunu my culture say what o faili now one establish the conventional red lines one establish the protocol say form these are the consequences nipa be ye de obeya fa ne ho adi and in the case Ghana situation for instance where people think say e dey na besi because asem no ba nipa na obo krono no obenya party for mo defend no party ni onu sika no wi na bia kaprekra wanya bi ani but obeja na adwuma ho abedi defend what I say so I think that is the near shifting away from now you making sure say we approach this politics with a single mindset say yes I did say majority of the people who want to know now any avenue say me back for metal property look at Adubuahin what he did sitting at the National Signals Bureau, one person, it's Mittenance Koto Estate. That means and then there are a lot of silly justification among for them, but he was doing it in the name of the state. Which state? What I say? Now we justify these things. You have to chrome her, and then I know many years to Tibet and have a catch all. Obiare, car bono, Yafan was circle. You did not to ambulance him at Timia travel ward Nakudukwelebu. You train him catch and say, why am I finding from a new year? Now, too, when he said, few years ago, you saw over millions of dollars could see National Cathedral and year two. Now what beside was say Sa place think here the emergency trauma center. And can be carbona. That is the place you take the person to. Now I'm saying young men or my sabi now we are reactionary people, we supported building. No, it's a hostile mixture of a lot. It's greed. It's attempt to say sika. Now, mine say mine no position he's not thinking about stupidity and this mindset. Kwame Nkrumah crying to me Ghana. So that mindset is there. So he's not forward thinking. But you see, when I because Abra, your friend say, na NPP minister we offer Kumasi, your friend is a former deputy minister of finance. I'm friend saying the John Kuma, yeah. Many source in his life, he ever thought to say or never fakrata say or call Suhum Hospital. A money team that because this is a person with a diplomatic passport. He has a passport, visas to travel to US. He never thought to say and maybe Bedura, you never call Suhum Hospital. Sanity, well, we don't know where you have emergency. What I say, and to your beer, or your mind out in our dinner. A kurase kurano, you plan to build proper healthcare because what you campaign, what you could wash it. And what you know about what is an hospital at the end of the day. So on my journal, you look at these things. That is why the cathedral, some of us were insisting, say trauma center cry and now say the biggest children hospital cry na young fancy. I ever offer the biggest pediatric care in the whole of the sub-region among for free outside Beba. State of the art facility in as a forum. Sebe bit me solve your problem. But mine no obi kwenye bia de bokrono and krono no mobono are not in Nipa Amunko school. These are people who will tell you they will give you tons of certificates from your friends at various universities around the world. And finance minister also on call university Kasia we no. And on the criminals as a detention center in America. How shameful it is because he's not ready to come back to his country to account to the people of this country. What I say? So I think there you see at this point, I understand there are a number of the John Mahama government are put in place. I making sure say the economy will Ebenya 14 and now the economy no ejina ni mu a you could see clear things are okay but in terms of prosecution and then the NPP people are out there our muhuru government say ya bibia bechi ene what I say that is why the attorney general the various investigative bodies need to come in and I know Yoko is dealing with a number of the cases. You see, don't deal with these cases in the dark. Let people. I know there are powerful people within the NPP who has been going to the Yoko in their friends at odd hours. Yeah, great, but people don't know. You understand? I think these things must be open to people because any private money we are they stole from the public purse, and the public deserve their respect to know who and who is being investigated. So what's what Jessica? I need to know who you collected that particular money from. You understand? So and yes, sir, you see, in as much as the president is trying to do things right, you know, some of these things, you know, will weigh him off. Because people might think, oh, Sano Muninatia or corruption or kind when you're prosecuting, but when indeed you are trying to do something right. So I think these are some of the things that we need to do just to ensure corruption becomes a high risk venture, and people who over the years, you know, have been thriving on some of these things, you know, you bet me I push it away. Now corruption a very high risk venture. There will be consequences. Until we do that, you know, trust me, I'm not sure Ghana will be what we want it to be.
Okay. That's Ivan Innocent Che. Ebusia Ogusua Efe. Oh my Ghana and Kosovo. Ghana's #1 television. So CTV. Ye Daniel Wabasmatia. Ye ba finally no. Ebe remo close up for boycott. One aye. Na yahwe nsemo labor commission so de aba betuja mama bisa aba what follow sa topic no close up for the we dey chire kakra
yeah ma the development
na we enwama ekoso
it's sad you see and America say
condition of service no my culture say you see there is a one-time solution to some of these things yeah your mind we are reactionary people in some no mo ko ho no enye na you sign that memorandum you sign that. And because governance is a continuum, Abaya definitely they will hang it on you. And that is why I have always advocated, say, your salary structure, we need to review comprehensively. Now you're making sure, say, any adjustment be in terms of allowances, in terms of risk allowance, in terms of premium, whatever be you incorporate it all into the basic salary when they see honor. Okay. So another day, these various groups will not turn around to come and engage government individually. We want risk allowance, we want this allowance, we want clothes allowance. We are sana. The very moment close act is done, UTAG will come. Once UTAG is done, Nagrat will come. So it become an endless war. You will never finish. And over the years, that is exactly what we've been doing. So what you need to do is look at the structure, define salary, and what constitute risk and allowances will be a deserve. Fuse it into the salary and put timelines on it. So anything be the base salary increment, not allowances and so forth. Because the very moment you create room for people to come and negotiate allowances, depending on the negotiating prowess and the bargaining powers, I can negotiate for more. Now me koduru we na say me hu say me nua de so chen me I'll come back again. Definitely.
So you will never win. You understand? So what is this? Because Kufo pencil, me say Kufo run is a pencil. And the sad aspect of it, teacher ni no so onko adwuma ochena no. The basic salary oje o because of allowance we are oje. But boso me so and the basic salary no oje. Does it even make sense?
It doesn't.
So the thing is that and me, I can't blame a teacher. I can't blame a nurse because that is the culture you're creating. Now, in saying nurse for the look at some of the ridiculous things that people were even asking for. Or be asking for height allowance. Funeral allowance and so salary ni ya structured in such a way say obia condition of service in as has been fused now and yet subject to your friends saying group discussion group your friends negotiations are nobody will come because it will be illegal for a particular group of people to come say we are negotiating the negotiation because nobody is asking for your friends rise in the base pay. They're asking for allowance. Now allowance depending on which field you belong to. So me, I don't see the reason why I always, one problem. We can sit on it, double around it for like 20 years. Because the scars here, we are not the very people to start it.
No.
Among four have we in the past. It's the same thing. In the next 5 years, or China next year, we have another group.
Exactly. So,
but I see no reason. Yet is I never we want. Yet me and your friends say once and for all kind of way, address it because say a cassie Johnny say close I can or China nurse for beba. I dear bet doctors beba or China will be a beba. But you see, I do my minor yet him no. O be a juma or ye be a swarm for some more minor. Or be anyone a juma a swarm for so you be. That is the point that I need to make. Because for an economy to try for a money benino, it is the aggregate of your collective in near my and the Kambum. What to your doctor? You want to solve for such a trotro driver and as if your friends a passenger now. Patients now, car no deba. Told him, sir. Ajumana by Nippon support on so free by neighbor. There are some machine at the Bayman, obedience or your Juma. She said, Obia so on for so. But yet, you design the salary structure to make it look like. Oh, Nipa we know Juma they assume and other people feel superior. That is why some of these outrageous demands ever. And sometimes you can also blame these people because salary nankasa is saying what are some American. So I think we need to look at emolument structure not the imbalances in that kind of disparities you straighten it up, making sure say the basic salary nankasa either is tied to something like the number of hours you work in. There are a number of things because me my can't say a wage bill see I have to say you be free now, we can still free it because there are a number of people on more government payrolls. Obi okro ni Ghana. Obi ni Ghana. Now, this verification process now it reduces our name but there are some they still connive with people within and they're able to verify them and they go. Yantiana ghost names. Your friends, a ghost name doesn't so these things block other people also having your friends the same employment because our papers say you tear sumo sika. But in reality they are not even on the ground working. I'm not the day capacity now or more occupier. Sasikano could have paid a lot more people. What I say, and I know the day there will be pressure on government. So for me, I think there's sometimes problem bar, young drawback. Now you miss a lot of questions. What is the permanent solution? Because me, that is what I believe in. It's not engaging you because I remember how much what's away your friend saying morning show host waba oh me sorry 5 a.m. na meba the risk involved and here allowance waba. Diaba anumere 6 p.m. no. Ono so be catch us ono so coffee your friends at 10. Late. Ono so here risk allowance. Diaba we are ono so be catch us me we are at that peak hour no. E be a traffic okum. No so be here. But ono nyina tena say. Ano ka say okay. Me nyina minimum challenges na say for I am design a salary e be satisfy mo way. And periodically metum there is no room for allowance negotiation in as for bianum. There is no room for that. I'm not the day that hula balloon no be a concern will be addressed. The only time I will be when China say Charlie base salary be for home. And when something is done about it, it affects to be you will not have Koku coming to complain. So it's not easy. It's so so I don't know why over the years and close near and the way near and that demands no crown. So I think that say your salary structure and a single spine salary structure. Now I thought to say a bit remedy these challenges, but over the years I'm not sure say I solve the problem. So I think that President Mahama will have to sit down, look at it once and for all and solve it because there is something that he's noted for. Whenever there's a challenge, he rises up to the occasion and solve it because when we had a power outage in Nasafo, and he did it. And when we're having school deficits in Nasafo in terms of school infrastructure in Nasafo, and that is why the blocks in Nasafo buy in. These are some of the things. Now, power problem is somebody. Now we have a stable power, even though people are complaining about high. Your friend is saying prepaid meter or more turning as a forum, but the reality is that there are certain problems we should not allow it to reoccur. You're finding lasting solution, and for this particular thing, from where I sit, it's easy to solve. Let's have a single base structure. I know the day Yatuma that affect you, and for me that will solve the problem.
Ivan Che Innocent, a social commentator and also youth activist. Ivan, I'm saying you didn't come more. We've been looking at the Security Services Recruitment, Yakasa, the AFA Auditor General's report, 2024 plus again, and so Odia finally, just 2 minutes. Now you wrap up your page, Yemo. Assembly and Obeka finally at the Chateau.
I think that we are in the stage. So we have a corner in the last 8 years. Ghana need a lose hope and confidence in the governance architecture now. And you were reading from the media. There are a lot of people who at some point in time felt say coup d'etat papa change democracy. I think because people felt say democratic institution failure. People hide behind institutions, laws, and this to do a whole lot of criminal stuff. At the end of the day, the same law no protect you more. So people didn't even see the need for us to have this model of democracy. But I think say with a change, there are a number of things I shall say pick it up. So what I will urge is say Ghana needs support to be and you have to offer.
Okay.
Where it is appropriate to criticize, you criticize. Now you move on because you see, it will only take constructive criticism. I bet me and say, "Oh, take a decision." Maybe I'm not being free say, "Yeah." Maybe I was in China. You see it the other way because you're seeing answer in the 14.
No.
So it is that constructive engagement in a bit me and the attitude of mind. So it is not always criticism and a cynic. There are some within it is embedded a positive something. A bit me and boy, I'm build your mind because whichever way you see it, this is our homeland. We need to build a country a bit more bequeathed to the generation yet to come. I'm very proud of sir. And Ghana need find a bag is or Egypt. I could sell and home to modern day slavery. Ghana need find a way so now no na basic analysis. If you na catch up for say all the continents where we are seeing now. It will interest you to know so when it comes to natural resources, Africa is the richest.
No, Africa is the richest. Yeah.
And some about Asia, Europe. The only way Europe to know Antarctica. It's when it comes to land size, Africa is 3 times bigger than the whole of Europe. When it comes to population, we are super more populated. When it comes to youthful population, the whole world, Africa and the so. These are Nema Ubia di here di na Argentina ye a mindset. And until we begin to shift and begin to think properly and put premium on young people because or mind be a biano and mabunu no more or mind should have something doing because I'm not taking risk. I'm not grow economy. Babunu na better dying. Babunu na better taking risk or your investment because we are when you this is 10 years. You are thinking about your pension.
Yeah.
They will not take any risk. What I say, and the way your minor want put value on young people as how a minor will crash, and that is the point that we are over the years. Poverty are weaponizing and they are subjecting people into submission. We are young person, I wouldn't mean but my catcher among for said, answer now bet me I innovative, you bet me be back we as a crown. You must think freely first. You should have the freedom to think freely. But we need economic independence, so you can't think free.
Okay.
And innovation yeah among for a product of chaos. What now say can near boom because when you have the freedom to think freely, that's why you're able to come out with some of the innovative ideas among for the building near but all these resources now is going away. So I'll urge say let's rally behind the government where things are going right. Okay. Support and urge him to do the right thing. Why you think that near you have the right to criticize for good sake because that is the only way we can build this nation.
Anape Medawase Ivan.
Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo